Self-nurturing is about taking care of yourself. It's an important part of mindfulness and self-compassion practices. If you're not devoting appropriate time to self-nurturing, you're going to start feeling burned out, resentful, and exhausted, and then you're also in a poor position to be there for the people around you. Many mindfulness practices contribute to self-nurturing in some form, but there's one practice in particular I'd like to introduce you to because it's so flexible and just incredibly helpful whenever we're feeling stuck or overwhelmed. I really wish everyone in the world could learn and use this practice. It's called RAIN, R-A-I-N. It's an acronym for a practice that's been emphasized by psychologist and mindfulness teacher Tara Brach. I'm going to walk you through the acronym, and then we'll do a guided practice together emphasizing the nurturing component. The R in RAIN stands for recognize what's going on. We recognize and acknowledge the thoughts, emotions, and experiences that are impacting us in this moment. It's waking up to the story we may be stuck in. It's finding words for the thoughts and emotions that we're experiencing. You can ask yourself, what's here now? What's going on? And see if you can name the thoughts and emotions that are present. You could say, okay, I'm feeling frustrated about what just happened, or I'm noticing some sadness or anger, or there's that story of I'm not good enough. A stands for allow. Allow the experience to be there just as it is. Allowing means letting the thoughts, emotions, and sensations we're experiencing simply be there without pushing them away or trying to fix them or avoid them. You don't have to like what's there. It's normal not to want to feel distress, but see if it's possible to make room for any of these uncomfortable thoughts or feelings. You can experiment with mentally whispering words like, it's okay. I can make room for this. Welcome. This too. It's a turning toward the experience and making room for it instead of trying to ignore it or push it away. Now, often just these first two steps of RAIN can put us in a better position to manage a challenging experience, but we can keep going. The I in RAIN stands for investigate with kindness. Investigating means bringing a kind and curious attention to what you're experiencing. It's especially paying attention to how this feels in the body. Spend a few moments really paying attention to the felt experience. You're not analyzing yourself here, just giving a soft, gentle attention to your present experience and not judging what's there. It's seeing that tender part of you that's been ignored and letting it know that you see it and that you care about what's there. Investigating with kindness transitions to the next step of nurturing by asking, what do I really need right now? Nurturing means being willing to give yourself what you really need to move forward in a healthy way. Sensing into what that vulnerable, tender place inside you needs most, we can start by offering some kind gestures or caring, supportive words. Does that place inside of you need reassurance, acceptance, forgiveness? Here is where you can experiment with different gestures and phrases, depending on what feels helpful. You can mentally whisper supportive words to yourself like, I'm here for you. I know you're doing your best. You can do this. Or a phrase like, may I find peace in just doing my best. Physical gestures can be surprisingly helpful too, like placing one or both hands on your heart or a hand on your cheek. Don't rule this out even if it seems awkward at first. Approach it like an experiment, just learning what feels helpful and spend more time with those phrases and gestures that feel supportive. You might also come up with some ideas about other actions you can take that would be helpful. This could be anything. Taking a nap, calling a friend, any other actions of self-care. The important thing is to cultivate this willingness to give yourself what you really need. It reminds me of these words from Audre Lorde. I have come to believe that caring for myself is not self-indulgent. Caring for myself is an act of survival. So, to review, RAIN stands for recognize what's going on, allow the experience to be there just as it is, investigate with kindness, and nurture with self-compassion. When you've completed the steps of RAIN, it's important to notice how your relationship with the challenging experience has probably changed. You're likely to notice a slight shift in perspective, that it's possible to observe the experience from a step removed, instead of being completely absorbed in it or overwhelmed by it. This is a fruit of RAIN, the non-identification with challenging experiences. You are not your emotions, you are not your thoughts, and you are not defined by what happens to you. With practice, you can use these steps of RAIN to spend less time feeling stuck or overwhelmed and spend more time with this healing power of self-nurturing. So let's practice this together.